When one bird falls, another rises. Welcome, guys. This is Football Manager 2019 with me, NG Paradox. Now, this is the beta, so do keep that in mind. If anything goes wrong, there's any bugs or something like that, that's probably just because it's a beta, or maybe because I'm using some of the graphical stuff from 2018. But hopefully it'll be okay. I've never had any problems usually in the beta in the past, so hopefully this year will be no different. And I thought for this first campaign, I would like a really interesting challenge. And so we've gone for Cardiff City. Probably the biggest challenge in the Premier League, it has to be said. And for you guys that have known me for quite a while, you will know that I'm a big Swansea fan. That's correct. All the Cardiff fans have now just stopped watching the video and clicked on something else. I'm a big Swansea fan, so obviously Swansea and Cardiff are big rivals. That's why I said, one bird falls, Swansea, the swan, and another rises, the Cardiff blue bird has arisen. But even though we are rivals, I've always had an appreciation for Cardiff, I guess because we are rivals. And so I have followed Cardiff because we're rivals. I've always held a pretty good appreciation for them. I've usually liked some of the players in their squad. Whittingham was always a player I really liked in Cardiff and the Championship. And the same with Aaron Gunnarsson. I really liked him as well. So I have a slight appreciation for Cardiff. So not only this could be fun because I'm playing the team that's the rival of my favourite team, but also, everyone expects Cardiff to get relegated in the game. We're predicted to come 20th. And of course, in real life, everyone thinks they will get relegated because the teams that came up with us, Fulham and Wolves, both spent an awful lot of money. And Cardiff did spend money. And I think the players they brought in are interesting players. Probably players that can fit into the Premier League potentially, if you look at previous FMs. But they didn't spend lots of money, especially compared to them. Which is kind of interesting because last time they came up, if I remember, it ended in disaster. And I think the owner, Vincent Tan, did spend, did splash a bit of cash that season. Not like Wolves and Fulham, though, but he did splash a bit of cash. They brought in some big signings like Medell and stuff, some big wage signings, I think, as well. And it did not go well. But this season they've come up, and they seem to have picked certain players that they really just wanted those players rather than big names. So definitely a completely different strategy this time around. Will it work out? It's hard to say, and maybe it can work out for us. So I hope you guys will join me for this journey, for this ride. You guys know I love to immerse myself into a game, kind of the role-play aspect of it, and Football Manager can do just that. So come with me on this journey with the Bluebirds. First, obviously, then, I need to set the scene for you. What is the club like? Overall, the reputation's not too bad. We're known as the Bluebirds, of course, with a Bluebird sigil. Even though Vincent Tan, the owner, has wanted to try and change Cardiff into the more of a red colour and make the red dragon the prominent thing, to me, Cardiff will always be the Bluebirds. It's their history, it's their identity. The red dragon, the red dragon's cool and it's a symbol of Wales. But that's the point, it's a symbol of Wales, not Cardiff City, the football team. So I really didn't like that when he was trying to do all that. I know a lot of fans at Cardiff City were not fond of that, and I wholeheartedly support them in that endeavour. Cardiff City will always be the Bluebird. It's much more unique. The Red Dragon is so unoriginal and it's the expected thing of Wales, or anything to do with Wales. So I really actually like the Bluebird and the Swansea Swan, even though the Swansea Swan is pretty obvious as well. They're called Swansea, of course it's obvious. But yeah, and when it comes to our facilities, our stadium is a 33,000 person seater. That's actually really good for a Premier League team. A lot of Championship teams have when they come up, a lot of them have maybe 20,000, 15,000, 25,000. 33,000 is really good, and Cardiff is a big city, so hopefully we can get a lot of supporters in. Training facilities are great training facilities and great youth facilities. I do remember them having pretty good youth and training facilities because, again, it's a modern city. Cardiff is growing all the time, and they do have some good young players coming through every so often. So those are the good things about the club. But there's some slightly bad things. Our finances are not great. We started off at minus 36 million. Since obviously we've been selling season tickets, it has gone up to about 5 million there. We actually sold quite a lot of season tickets. At the moment, for some reason, all of this is not showing. I think it's because of the graphic stuff I put in, but yes. So we can't see many season tickets we sold. We did sell quite a lot. And obviously it's going up, so that's a good sign, but it'll probably go back down later. But that's not the concerning thing. This is. Look at that debt. £149 million debt. That's crazy. I did not realize how in debt they were. I mean, they did spend a lot of money when they went up to the Premier League, and when they came back down, I guess they spent money trying to get back up. But that's a lot. That's a lot. So staying in the Premier League is not just important for our pride, because we got relegated last time, and obviously to hold ourselves above Swansea. I think my main goal, hopefully for the season, as long as we don't get sacked, is to maybe try and beat the accomplishments of Swansea, winning the League Cup, having a good run in Europe. We need to try and beat that as Cardiff. But we need to survive in the Premier League so we can pay off this debt. It might be vital for the club to stay up. But yeah, that did surprise me how big. I knew they had debt. I knew it was quite a lot, but I didn't realize it was that much. So I was quite surprised with that. So that's the club for you. Next then, if we look at the staff-wise, looking pretty decent. For a new club in the Premier League team, not terrible. Scouts, we need some more scouts, some better scouts. We can't bring any more physicians. I did bring in a new physio or two, but it's still pretty low. 14th in the Premier League, I guess that's not too bad overall. Scouting-wise, we had 10 million in the transfer budget and 46,000 in the wage budget. That's what we started with, and I did not spend a single bit. So yeah, I did not spend a single cent, and we're now past the transfer window. So you're not going to see us bringing any people. I usually, when I like to play a game, I like to give the people in our team a chance. And with that 10 million, there were a couple of places in our team I would have liked to have improved. But with that money, I felt like the players we could bring in wouldn't be a massive improvement from what I could see. Because I like to immerse myself, I set some certain rules when it comes to scouting and bringing in players. I only can buy players on the transfer list, on the loan list, or have been brought to me by my scouts and put on my shortlist. So that's how I tend to do stuff. So you won't see me going and buying specific people that I'm looking for when I play my saves, because it makes it a bit more difficult. It means I always buy different people rather than going for always those wonder kids that I know are good. Unless they pop up from my scouts and I go, ooh, I do like him though. So that can happen. But I didn't spend it because I thought, let's make do what we got. Anyone we bring in is going to be about the same, or maybe slightly better. And we can see in January how it looks. If January looks really bad, we have to spend that money. If we want to push on forward, we can spend that money in January. Any big injuries, etc. So that's kind of what I was thinking, is that we didn't spend anything. We didn't sell anyone, so I'm going to give them a chance. Tactics. Here we go. This is the part you want to know about. This is the team. This is my squad. We're going to go over the main players, what they look like, my ideas for why I'm doing things the way I am. This actually should be attacking. No, not attacking, this should be positive. Now, the reason this is positive is because we have a slight problem. Again, not only do we have debts, but our second big problem is our chairman. Vincent Tan, our chairman, would like us to play attacking football. We just got promoted to the Premier League team. We did not put massive investments into the club, and we're predicted to come 20th, and he wants us to play as attacking football. I don't know what to say. So I've gone for a bit more of a defensive formation, but I'm going to play positive, but slightly attacking to hopefully make them happy, though I may change that to balanced or cautious in the future. This is my main. We have got 3 different tactics for different teams we play, but this is my original tactic. The other 2 tactics are the pre-made tactics that I've slightly tweaked. But this is my own tactic that I create specifically for Cardiff. I usually like to do that for my first tactic and use the other ones for pre-made tactics. But yeah, so they want to play attacking football. But I think if we get results, we're staying out the relegation zone. I don't think the board will care if we're playing non-attacking football. But let's go over the team and what I'm thinking. In goal, we do have Alex Smithies. Many people have played Football Manager in the past will probably know about Alex Smithies. He's always been one of those goalkeepers, a young English goalkeeper who's had good potential in previous FMs. And he's not really had a chance in the Premier League. But Cardiff bought him last season. And this season, they give him a chance in the Premier League. So I'm going to do the same thing. I like his one-on-ones. I want to see what he can do in the Premier League. I'm putting him ahead of Etheridge because Etheridge is good as well, but Smithies is better one-on-ones, and I want to see what Smithies can do in the Premier League, so he's ahead of him. I might make it rotation. We'll have to wait and see. I've gone 3 at the back because I think overall our defenders are pretty decent. Overall, I think they can all do a job in the Premier League. They're not going to be great defenders, but they can do a job. I was originally going to go with 3 midfielders, but Gunnarsson has been injured. So I decided to go with 3 at the back instead for now. So we have like a defensive formation, but maybe we're trying to push forward when we have the ball. That's my idea. Maybe a bit more counter football. So of course we have Sol Bamba, very experienced, 33 years old, but he's still got good physical stats there. So hopefully his experience he can bring to the team and to the table. We've got Bruno Manga, 30 years old, another experienced player. I'm hoping he can do the job as well. Both seem pretty decent. I think they can hold their own in the Premier League, as well as our vice-captain, Sean Morrison, who I think he's pretty high on the leadership table for Cardiff, so he's an important player for us. So he needs to get his chance in the Premier League as well. Arguably our best defender, at least in game. I'm not sure about in real life. Tell me down in the comment section below, guys. What would you change about the tactics or the first team that I've chosen? Who would you choose instead? And what do you think about the Cardiff team? Especially if you're a Cardiff fan, I would love to know. I do not watch Cardiff usually, so I don't know what their actual formation is right now and what they're actually playing with, Neil Warnock at this point in time. So I'd love to know what you guys think. And we've also got as a backup Connolly. I think he's slightly not as good as them because his heading isn't great, but he can still do the business if called upon. If one of them gets injured, we'll have to go 4 at the back, though, because we don't have many, defenders, actually. It's only really those 4. Then I've gone for, wing backs because we've got 3 defenders. I want them to use 2 guys here to maybe help a bit more in the midfield. And our left back and right backs, most of them seem to play as a wing back in some capacity or could be good there. So I've gone for this. We've gone with Cunningham on the left. He's another player they just brought in this season. Another player in past FMs who seems to be one that can do the job in the Premier League. So again, Cardiff have given him opportunity, so I would like to give him an opportunity. I think his stats look pretty good overall, though we do have Joe Bennett behind him, who's also really good. I couldn't decide. I really like that Joe Bennett was really fast and he had really good work rate, but I think the technicalness of Cunningham was slightly better, but they're both really good, so it's hard for me to choose, and I thought we want a bit more of a stable person. We don't need speed right now, I feel like, especially for this next match, which is going to be a tough one for our first game. Now, on the other side, I don't know if this is a surprise. I don't know what they do in real life, but I've actually gone for Patterson. Now, Patterson prefers to play in the midfield or just right back, but I've made him our wing back because I feel like overall his stats could be, he likes to play midfield, so he'd be maybe comfortable here playing more of a midfield role. Overall, his mental stats and stuff are really good, and his long throws are great, so I really want him to be in the team so he can do those long throws. I think Gunnarsson is also good, but he's injured right now. He was injured for quite a while since the beginning of the start of the game, so I'm hoping Callum can do the long throws while he is out. But we do have other right backs as well. We have Lee Peltier, who's not bad. I think he's really good. He's a bit more defensive, obviously, than him. He's better at being defensive, but maybe not as good at, being a midfielder, potentially. I don't know. He looks pretty decent. He looks okay if he needs to be there. And we've got Ashley Richards, who is a Swansea alumni. So I do have a soft spot for Ashley Richards, but I don't think he's been playing very well for Cardiff in real life. Even though his stat, I think it looks really good stat-wise. Look at that. 14 tackling, 14 marking, work rate 16, okay physical and other mental attributes. I think he looks like a decent player stat-wise. But you can see last year he played 6 games for Cardiff. I don't think he's been performing for them, so I'm not sure if he'll perform. I don't trust him completely. I have a soft spot for him, but I don't trust him completely. So there you go. So we'll go for Patterson there. I think that's an interesting choice. I don't know if he does play there in real life. In midfield, I would have Gunnarsson there, but because he's injured, we can't use him. Gunnarsson, you'll be back soon. Really do like him. I think he's a good player. Instead, though, we have Harry Arter, who's on loan from Bournemouth. Really like Harry Arter. He could be our star player. He is our key player right now, the game says, and I would probably agree with that. Really liked him at Bournemouth. Sadly, they sent him out on loan. I was very surprised when Cardiff got him. That's a good capture for them. Even if it is just on loan, I think that's a good capture. Maybe Bournemouth just haven't really got a place for him in the team right now, and he didn't play many matches last season, so he wanted more first-team football maybe. So send him out to Cardiff. I guess that makes sense, but I don't know. Send him out on loan, I feel, was a weird move by Bournemouth. I guess he just wanted first-team football. I'm hoping, because we don't really want to control the game. My idea is that, we kind of hold our back. We don't have the ball and defend and get stuck in. Just get the ball. What we have to do to get the ball back, and then we kind of counter. So we quickly get the ball from the back to the front very quickly. That's my idea. And I'm hoping Artur and Camarasa can both do that. Pretty decent pass in here. Deep line playmaker usually as a defensive midfielder, but he can play midfielder, I think, as well. So I'm hoping those two can kind of just hold the midfield and connect the front and the back. That's my idea. We're also playing with wingers because I like Josh Murphy. Josh Murphy was bought this year for 10 million. That's a lot of money. But I think he's a player as well that could do well in the Premier League. I think his stats, he's a fast player. That's always good. Good dribbling, good potential. I'm hoping he can be a star player for us in the future. So I really want to play with him. So we're going for wingers, even though I do think on the right wing with Mendes, that's our weakest position. I do think Mendes is our weakest position. We do have other wingers, like Junior Hollett, who I do like, but he doesn't really like playing on the right wing. Mendes is the best one that wants to play on the right wing, so I've gone for him. In preseason, he's been pretty good, so I'm going to give him a chance, and we'll see. But if we do buy anyone in January, it'll probably be to replace him if we can find someone worth the money that can be better than him. So just something to keep in mind. Also in midfield, I forgot to mention we have Joe Rowles. I like Joe Rowles, but there's a lot of competition with Gunnarsson, Artur, Camarasa, because we don't have many midfielders right now. If I don't count Patterson, if someone gets injured, I need him to replace them. So that's why it is as it is right now. We've also got Lee Tomlin. So if we're going for more of an attacking player, we need an attacking midfielder. Lee Tomlin will come in for that. I think he's okay. Not great, but he can hopefully do the business. Our other tactics actually will help you understand this. My second tactic, this is what we're going to use when we're playing against big teams. The first tactic is against an average team that I think will be okay against. A lot of the other lower teams in the Premier League. This is against teams where we're facing big teams that we know we're going to have a tough time against. We're probably going to lose against, much more defensive and stuff. And then when we're playing easier teams, we're going to go for this formation. So Lee Tomlin will probably come in for those types of matches. Cup games and stuff. Probably that type of match. We'll play in this formation. Be a bit more attacking. Let's actually go for attack in there. There we go. Perfect. So that's kind of my plan. So actually we should go for this one for the match we're going to play. Striker-wise, we have Bobby Reid. Bobby Reid last season was good. He scored 19 goals in the Championship, but that was for Bristol City. He was now bought for 10 million. So you see, Cardiff they did spend quite a bit of money. I don't know if he's Premier League material. He has a lot of things to answer for him. Bobby Reid needs to prove himself. Cunningham, Smithies, Murphy, Bobby Reid. These are players that need to prove to me that this is where they should be. Our other strikers, we got Kenneth Zohor. Again, I don't completely trust him either. But we can play Bobby Reid as an attacking midfielder as well behind him, which is what we might also do instead of Lee Tomlin. I haven't decided just yet, but I want to see what Zohor and Bobby Reid can do. I think I prefer Bobby Reid a bit more. Zohor in real life hasn't scored lots and lots of goals, so I'm not completely sold on him either. But then again, I'm not completely sold on anyone, it feels like. So there you go. We've also got Pilkington as a backup. He's got experience. He's been in the Premier League before. Maybe he's not good enough anymore, but we'll give him a chance of that experience. And then we've got Gary Medine as an extra striker at the back there, just in case we need him. He's strong. He's got good heading and stuff, He can come in and do a job if the other two get injured or if they're just not good enough. But yeah, I do think striker I'm not sold on, and I think our right winger needs to be changed. So those are the things that need to be changed. So there's the tactics, that's the team. I'm hoping you guys will remember that, because I say that hopefully on this journey we'll get to know these players a lot better. Or some of them will just let go and we'll never see them again. There's also the under 23s, you have a quick look at that. There's any people you reckon, Kadeem Harris could potentially be good, but I wasn't sold on him, to be honest, for now. We'll see what happens. Luke Demour could also come through, but Again, not completely sold on them. We've got a nice young player in Sion Spence. He's apparently our best young player, at least, the hot prospect, shall we say. But yes. But today's match will be against Tottenham. We were playing Tottenham. It's going to be a tough game. We were playing against Pochettino, if that's how you pronounce his name, and obviously Harry Kane and his team. Did they bring any transfers in? They did spend a bit of money there. They brought in Stepanenko. Okay, I think that's how you pronounce it. He looks pretty good. Really good mental. Look at that. Work rate, teamwork, determination, concentration, bravery. Wow, those are the sort of things you want in mental. He could be 30 million valued now. Wow. Okay, looks pretty good, actually. So, brought a new player. He looks pretty decent. Going to be a tough game. We don't expect to win. If we can get a draw, that would be a massive result for our first game in the Premier League. That's what we're going to be looking for. When it comes to the preseason, we played Copenhagen. We scored 3 goals. It ended 3-3. Bobby Reed, Mendes scoring there, and Josh Murphy. So they proved themselves there. They can do it. Then we played Alfreton. Won 1-0, which is a little bit disappointing. Kenneth Zohor scored in the 90th minute. Then we played KV. We won 4-0. Josh Murphy, Harry Arter got 2 goals there. And Mendes getting another one. Then we played Go Ahead. Ended 1-0. Anthony Pilkington scoring the winner there. Then we played Den Bosch, and Bobby Reed and Harry Arter scored a penalty. And for the last game, we played SC Camber, and Victor, Harry Arter, and Bobby Reed all scored. So really good preseason. We didn't lose a game, and we won them all except for the first one. So I'm very happy with that. And the dynamics obviously are very good because of that. And match cohesion is average. It's not too bad, I don't think, actually, for a starting position. So there we go. That's the club, guys. I hope things go well for us. So let's jump into this match against Tottenham. No one is expecting us to do anything here. We're going to go with our defensive formation, the Catenaccio, if that's how you pronounce it. We have to do this, It's Tottenham. We probably can't beat them, so we're going to go for this for now. Yeah, you two go for auto like that. I'm fine with that. And let's just jump in. It's all set. I've been preparing this entire preseason for this. So let's see what we're up against. And yeah, it's as you would expect. You got Harry Kane, of course, up front. Deadly player, as we know. Lucas Moura. You know what? I've always been a massive fan of Lucas Moura when he was at PSG. And I was always wondering for like a few years why people didn't talk more about him. And since he's gone to Tottenham, he seems to be getting the recognition that he deserves. So I'm really happy to see him getting the ball rolling at Tottenham. Obviously not good for me, though, because now I have to play him. But yes, Dele Alli, of course, Ericsson, probably one of my favourite Premier League players right now. They got their new player in there, Stefanenko. Ben Davis, Swansea alumni. Right then, of course, Lloris there in goal. People say he's a good goalkeeper. I think he's decent. I don't know. I like him. I don't think he's the best goalkeeper, but yeah, definitely a very, very, very good goalkeeper. I always find it hard to compare him to some of the other top goalkeepers, but I still regard him very highly. It's going to be difficult. Let's say if we can just get a draw, that would be massive for Cardiff. Despite the overall positive atmosphere, few players seem interested in what you have to say. Tell them to do it for the fans, but we're playing away from home. We're going to go passionate because they seem a bit down. You've got nothing to lose here. Go out there, and they don't care. Well, I mean, they're pretty positive overall, so hopefully that will be enough. Hopefully we've done enough already. You're about to take charge of your first match as Cardiff manager. Can you sum up your feelings on an occasion like this? We've had plenty of time to prepare, and I'm here to win football matches. It's always going to start off with a win. I think it'll be a tough game. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. It's not the end of the world. It's Tottenham. We got low expectations. Make sure people understand. We don't have to win this game. If we lose, okay, fine. As long as we do ourselves justice, I think I'll be fine with that. So let's put up these stats here. I normally play in 3D. I do apologize if you prefer 2D. I'm a 3D man, though. I think the engine this year is really good. The ball actually curves a lot more now. And oh my god, I was so distracted by talking about the engine. Sean Morrison. We needed a leader to step up. And look, as Bobby Reed gets the ball in. What a dip. What a dip. What a dip. What the hell was I talking about before that happened? Yes, the ball. The ball physics seem to be a lot better this year, and that was a kind of example, but it curves a lot more. I can't believe it. Okay, so the job... Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I was going to talk about my tactic and what we wanted, but we already scored. We want it so they don't have many shots on target. That's what I want. I want to keep them to okay, they get a shot on target straight away, great. But we want to try and, because we're playing defensive, we just want to make sure they don't get as many shots on target as possible. There you go, 6 shots, 1 on target. They're getting a lot of shots though, but we expect that we're playing defensively. We'll bring them onto us. We're letting them attack. We just need to take our chances when they come, like Sean Morrison did just there. He's currently the captain because obviously Gunnarsson is injured, so he is captain of the team. So that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. The leader steps up. And, okay, there we go. I was about to say I was getting a bit worried there. 30 minutes in. That's pretty good. 2 shots on target for Tottenham in 30 minutes. And so do we. I'm pretty happy with this. You know, obviously possession, they're dominating. But that's what we're kind of playing to. We know they're going to dominate. So we're just trying to be defensive. Stifle their creativity. Lucas comes there forward. Trippier with almost a good cross there. Stefanenko. Hong-min scores though. You know, he can be dangerous. He can be dangerous, and he got the goal there. Stefanenko gets in the pass there. I was worried about Trippier there because we saw during the World Cup he can do a few good crosses. Couldn't get the ball there to his head. And it's 1-1. Okay, that's fine. 1-1. Still pretty good. A draw, like I said, would be massive. Like, seriously, we're Cardiff. Think about the expectations people have of us this year. You know, getting a draw against Tottenham, I would expect us to lose, and to probably lose badly, like, maybe like 4-1, I would expect. So if we can just keep it to less than, if we can keep it like they beat us by 1 goal or 2 goals, or we can get a draw, I'm okay with that. A draw to me is a win. Slightly bad defeat is okay. I don't have to tell them a happy performance. I have to tell them that. It's been good so far, guys. You're doing exactly what I wanted. You're stifling their creativity mostly. You're taking the chances you get. Leadership is stepping up there. Bobby Reed with a decent free kick, actually. Was okay. Probably not the best position, though. Just was a pretty good header, actually, I guess. There's probably more the deal there. But you've got to give him credit where credit is due. You know, because I say, we need to take whatever chance we can get. But here comes Tottenham again. They haven't had many highlights, but when they do, Hong-min again. This time, though, a bit too high, luckily for us. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. 26 shots. Guys, can we start doing a bit more? Can we start maybe countering a bit more here? You know, maybe, I don't know, some point. Bamba's not having a great game, apparently, though. I might want to bring on some fresh legs, but so far they seem pretty good. Our players seem pretty fit right now. Ton gets the ball back. Gets it to Lucas. Lucas fires it in, but we head it away. But Hwang-min again. Now, did Smithy touch that? I don't think so. I think it hit the post because it was a goal kick. So it must have hit the post there. Smithies didn't get his hand to it. Stefanenko gets it to Hwang-min, and Hwang-min again. Oh. Okay, Colin, we're holding on. 63 minutes in. It's 1-0. Oh, that was close. Okay, Kane got ahead to that. Almost went towards the goal. Still only 2 shots. I feel like I have to change, but... Okay, 3 shots, 3 on target. Mendes got that. Okay, could this be our highlight? Or are they going to do a count? They're going to do a counter-attack. Guys, get back. Get back! We're meant to be playing defensive. Get back, everyone! Lucas runs in. Not many people there to help him, though, and we pick it up. Phew, okay, that was okay. Our players got back. Our defenders were there. Not many Tottenham players were there to help them. But they've now got the ball back, and they can play their time. Davis gets it back to Eriksson. Davis, please don't hurt us, Davis. Please! Thank you. Oh, thank you. God, the former Swansea alumni. If he'd got an assist there, I'd have been very upset, I have to say. Okay, here they come again. Eriksson. Dele. Dele and Eriksson long-range shots can be pretty good. Lucas. Oh. Whew. Okay, if that was on target, that would have been a goal. Do we change anything? The midfield, Camarasa, I think I'm going to change him. He's not in the best of games. We don't seem to be going from the back to the front very well. We'll bring on Joe Ralls. the defenders seem... Everyone seems pretty fit overall. Our wingers, yet we see nothing from the wingers today. Junior, we're going to bring him on for Mendes. I'm not the biggest fan of Mendes right now. He did okay in preseason, but today we've seen a tiny bit of him. Nothing important, though. Ben Davis, though, over free kick. Okay. Please don't let the former Swansea alumni be my downfall. Smithies, get the ball out. Get it out to our player, please. Okay, Joe Murphy here. Gets it to Bobby Reed. He gets it to Hollett. Hollett gets it to Murphy. Could this be some good play here? Murphy gets it to Rails. Arter scores! What a shot! How are we... We're just robbing Tottenham right now. Josh Murphy. Good job. Look at that jump there. Gets it to Rolls. Rolls with simple ball to Arter. And Arter places the shot. Scores. Loris couldn't get that. That was great. I knew Arter would be our man. I knew he would be our man. Can we actually steal a win? They were at 37. We just FM Tottenham. We just FM Tottenham as our first game as Cardiff. That's, I'm pretty happy with that. If we can just hold on for 9 minutes. Please, guys. Diaz there. Lucas. Lucas, can he get a good ball in there? And he gets it to Kane, but Kane misses. How did he miss? How did he hit? Well, he didn't miss. He hit Smithies, but how did he not score? Okay, Hwang Min. He scored their only goal so far. Stefan Jakob gets tackled there by Arter. Good pickup there. Murphy doesn't get it to Hollett, though, sadly. That was a bit of a disappointing play there. Hwang Min gets it into Dyer. And Dyer, a long-range shot. You aren't going to stop him. That... I shouldn't be disappointed. It's 2-2. But that made me disappointed, to be honest. Because we came so close. But Dyer there, you know, I've seen him score those so many times. Those long-range shots, you know, like just opened up for him. Smithies is not... I'm going to say... I was about to say he hasn't impressed me, but they've had 42 shots. And he's letting 2 goals. So maybe that's slightly unfair of me. Please don't let them score again. Please. We almost won. Don't let them now make us have a loss. Please, please, please. Yes, okay. Hollett, get it out. Get it out. Get it out. Get it out. Come on. This has been like the longest half ever. The first half felt really quick. But this half... Okay, Murphy. Can we do a surprise again? What is going on? This half, though, we've had a bit more energy about us. I guess we tired Tottenham out a bit. Yeah, they seem to be a lot more tired than we are. Let's do a sub then just to waste time. Who do we take off? Patterson? Cunningham? He's tired, but no one can really replace him. I'm going to bring on Bennett for Cunningham. There we go. We'll put these guys as defense. There we go. Then again, they're on automatic. Yeah, they're probably playing defensive anyway. Okay, do that then. We've had 5 shots to their like 40. Vertonghen, he gets the ball out. I was hoping one of us might pick it up, but Lucas has it. There's 1 minute left. Lucas, please, no. Please, please. Kane, are you kidding me? Why, game? Why have you got to do this? I should have gone completely defensive. Very attacking. You got 10 seconds. Okay, we've gone way ahead of off time now. Oh, we almost won. We almost drew. I should have gone very defensive. Yep, I should have gone very defensive. Probably once we scored that second goal, I should have gone very defensive. But I was hoping we could keep things going as it was. I didn't want to rock the boat. And I've probably paid the price here with not even 1 point, which is a massive disappointment. Smithies kicks it out. See, I said at the beginning of the match, if we lost by 1 goal, that's 45 shots. Wow. 45 shots. You know, despite the result, I'm pleased with your performance. You know what? There are definitely some good signs there. We may have lost, but there were definitely some good signs there. A 3-2 loss to Tottenham. I can go away. We can hold our heads high. Harry Arter was the player of the match. There were definitely some good signs there. Obviously, this is one of the better teams in the league, so they absolutely dominated us on stats, which is to be expected. But the fact we were able to almost grind out a result there impresses me. I'm pretty happy with that. Well, there you go, guys. Not the start maybe that we could have had, but it was kind of the start we expected there. I think we couldn't really ask more than that before we began the match, so we're going to take it as it is. A bit disappointed just because we came so close. But we'll be back next time. We were playing against Southampton. I hope to see you there. I've been NG Paradox, and what a roller coaster that was. What a damn roller coaster. Hope you'll join me for the journey. Let's hope the blue bird, flies high.